Okay, in this step we want to make our scene. For now, for the first step, we have to go to here, assets, and photon voice, demos, and in here demo voice pawn, and this one. That's it. Okay. Once you are in here, you can see it has voice, pawn, UI, mobile, and all of these things. You can play your scene. Perfect. It has joined it to the scene, and we have our character in here. Okay. Now you need to come back to that FMETP scene, FM core, scenes, networking, demo, FM network streaming, and main camera. Drag and drop this scene into here, and drag and drop all of these things to this scene. Once you do that, this scene will have the mechanism for encode and decode the video. Okay. In the past, I did it before, and I've made a new scene which has all of these things combined together. However, I have explained everything with more details in the video chat and share screen with Photon Network in Unity Udemy course. If you want to learn more about this mechanism, you can enroll in that course and learn how to do that. Okay. Perfect. I want to explain very quickly what I did, and I will in the previous task and previous course about how we can stream our video. I've made a lone pawn in here, and I've made a system. It's called pawn system. In here we can get the bytes from the encoder of the FMETP, and it will change to the string and convert the list of the bytes to a string and a streaming to the network. Then the other users can receive this list of the bytes as a string format and try to decode them and convert them to the video. Okay, as you can see, it has a photon view for each side. For example, in alone phone, it has photon view in here. Okay, and in game view decoder and your name, I will explain what is the step of this one and other parameters. In this part, it's try to get the and send the RPC message. It's our function. Send the list of the bytes, and its message it said video share, and the username is which user will send this information. For example, my username is alone. If its username is equal alone, and in here in the RPC send message, it's for receiving the message from network. It is sending the message to network, and it is for receiving message from network. And it said, okay, if username alone is not equal by your name, try to compile it and try to decode it. If it is equal, it will not work. It means I cannot see that videos of my view in my video viewer. Now, so with this method we will not have any confliction between the views. And in here I said in the FN networking system, FM network manager. In this script, we have a mechanism. It's called send message. In the parameters of the void start, in here, let me to show you. Perfect. Let's try to find a username and also try to find a lone pawn as a pawn system, and whenever the pawn system is not null, try to send the order. What is the order? It is exactly list of the bytes. The encoder of the FM network manager converts the video and the view of the main camera to the list of the bytes. Then we can send it and call the function of pawn system and call the function of send message. Share the pawn system, and it is the code for better understanding what is this message, to be able to understand if we have another order in our network, don't conflict between them, and also the username. Okay, it is the base mechanism for streaming the video, and also as you can see in the lone pawn, we have some variables. It's called game viewer and game view decoder. In the game view decoder, we have test image prop. It is exactly that view. We can see the other users screen share it in here as a raw image. Okay, I've explained all of these issues and all of these functionalities with the more details with scripting, and at that Udemy course for video chat and screen share. You can take a look at it and learn how to do that with the more details. Okay, I don't want to spend more time about this part. Let's talk about our tasks for sharing the Chromakey. At first, we need to have an empty scene. In here, it's called register. In here, we can write our name, and also we will have Chromakey and multi-user VR. In fact, for Chromakey, one user must have only the view of the device camera, not more, and also the ability to send that view in the streaming live to the server. And whenever this Chromakey will be off, the other user will be the receiver. So the device camera for him will be only for showing the object for AR and nothing streaming from the other device. In here, I've defined a script. It's called register. As you can see, I said, okay, once the toggle of the Chromakey is on, save it as a Chromakey mode and is on to the string. The result of this part will be true or false with capital letters in the beginning. It's very important, and don't write true or don't write false, because it will not detected by our system. The result will be true and false. And also in here in pawn system, I said if the Chromakey equal false, it means in the beginning of the scene launch, it's tried to load the Chromakey mode of each user. For example, if the device A register is not a Chromakey, and in Chromakey mode will be false, the Chromakey mode in here will be the false So in here it can say, okay, now I can get the list of the bytes from the cloud, and I can decode them and compile it as a video. But if Chromakey will be true, it only can send the video to the server, and but it cannot receive this video. So it will be very faster and very optimized for network and also for processing CPU. As you can see in here, if the PON system capture toggle is on, it's another part. I will share another part of this one. In here it will say, okay, if the Chromakey mode is equal false, it will receive the streaming and a list of the bytes from the server and compile it to the video. Okay, I change them. Okay, another part is in the first moment, it's try to make a username and a username in here with the random range of numbers to be able to make a random name for username. If you want to make your custom username, you can do that, but I propose to don't do that. It's for wasting time, something like that. As you can see, it is user 14. You can write any name as you want. But the important thing is the name of user A and name of user B must be different. If they have the same name, it will have confliction between the video sharing, especially in the receiving, because both of them cannot receive the video. And the last part of that thing we have for register is if we want to launch our model with VR. Right now, in this step, I want to talk about how we can show that Chromakey video with AR, but in the next video I will say how we can make it with VR. For now, you can keep it in your mind. In the register we have another toggle. It say, okay, save the is on equal true or false for multi-user VR as well. For example, if we say multi-VR is off, so our scene for the receiver will be in AR. But if we multi-user VR will be on, the receiver mode will be VR, and we cannot see the AR camera for the receiver, and only we can see the VR and see the character in VR. Okay, after we save the Chromakey mode and the username, we will go to our scene. Along PON and the PON system script will try to get their username from the memory and the Chromakey mode from the memory. I have defined a system to be able to streaming the video manually, because the mechanism of FMETP says I can streaming and encoding the view of the main camera. Right now our main camera is AR camera in here, and it's try to encode all of the views and the videos from this main camera and encode them to list of the bytes. But it is not very optimized for us. I said if in here the Chromakey mode equal true, we will have a toggle in here. It's called capture, and once the capture is on and it's check on, it's try to streaming our view not all the time. It will help us to decrease the amount of latency between the video because it's much more optimized, and also it will help us to be able to capture that things we want to capture, not everything we can see from the first user. Okay, for implementation of this feature, I said, okay, as a default, the capture toggle in here is enabled, and we can see it. It's visible. But if the Chromakey mode is equal false, it's try to check on and check off the Chromakey the capture toggle is on false. Then set active false of this game object. At first, it's make sure it is off and check is enable equal false. Then try to unvisible this game object. And also in a FM network manager, I said, okay, once the start point is true, it means once the FM network manager can find the alone game object or whatever you want the name of this PON system game object. Once the PON system capture toggle is on equal true, try to send the list of the bytes to the network. Once it's equal false, because this function will repeat every 20 or 30 times per second, and it is very per frame, sorry, and it's look like the function update. So once it is equal true, you can send your list of the bytes to the server. So whenever we check on it, it's try to streaming live, and whenever it's check off, it stop the streaming, and it is not problem for our streaming and our sending and receiving system. Okay, and for the beautiful part of this one, I said once the capture toggle is on, we have live stream icon for better understanding, something like this. And once is capture is on, we can see this icon to better understand we are streaming. And once it is off, it's check off. For now, for implementing it, we click on capture toggle. In here, we drag and drop our alone PON in here, and we say PON system and live stream shower. This function. Okay, now we can, until now, we can stream our video and send it to the server. Okay, now it's time to receive this message and compile it to the video and show it in AR. For doing that, at first we need to have our AR session origin. However, I've added before, but I can say how you could do that. For doing this, you need to first install your AR foundation. For doing that, you need to go to the window and package manager, and in the Unity registry you need to say what is the AR foundation package. It is the last version of AR foundation, and you need to install it on your project. Then after that, you need to install the AR Core XR plugin, and after you do that, you need to come here, build settings, and make sure the multi-rendering is off, and also the API level of the Android is more than API 24, and I propose to change the IL to CPP for scripting backend and network 4.x, because it will and also check on the ARM64 to be able to run this application on Android 11, because before without ARM64 your application will not work on you in Android 11. Okay, once you do that, you have this plugin, XR plugin management, and in here you need to check on the AR core. Okay, now you have your AR foundation on your project, and in XR you need to click on AR session origin and AR session. As you can see, you have this part. Now you have the AR view and you have the AR session for here. And once in, you can see AR camera in here. Make sure your system must have some options in here. For example, the first one is game view encoder. The AR camera must have this script, game view encoder. As you can see, it is drag and drop on this object, and also in here you can see the quality streaming of the video. In the quality you can see, and the resize of the resolutions, you can select your options. It depends on your internet speed. For my speed it is the good point, and after all you need to have AR pose driver, AR camera manager, and AR camera background, and tracked pose driver. Once you do that, you have in here AR session origin. AR session origin with drag and drop this AR camera, and AR cast manager, and AR plane manager. Once you do that, you will have your AR camera with full option for ground detection. The next part I will explain to you how you can detect the ground, and how you can show an object and show the video received to this part of the AR object. Next, let's go to the next step.